I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While other sweater style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the premier Knicks in the morning time show, the Knicks morning drive. My apologies for being late. As soon as I got ready to come in here, I had to use the Mother Nature. I had to, when nature calls and all that. So y'all get it. So. My apologies for being late, everybody. Just Knicks is in the building. Andy Yost, what's happening? Allah Wise is in the building. Salute. Salute everybody watching on YouTube and on X and on Twitch and wherever you're watching. Salute to y'all. So I'm going to share the screen a little bit, man. If I have some of these names spelled incorrectly, y'all pardon that. Yeah, y'all pardon me on that, man. Salute to everybody watching on X and YouTube and everything, man. Salute to y'all. Salute. So what you see in front of you is what I think is the Knicks projected depth chart. What you see in front of you is what I think is the Knicks projected depth chart. I'm sorry. I apologize if it don't look fancy. I apologize if it don't look fancy. And Just Nick says, Just Knicks, we got to do a show together. Do a show together on Dios. Yeah, man. Y'all go ahead and do it, bro. What y'all waiting on? Y'all need I'll come through. If y'all need me, I mean, if y'all need somebody hogging up all the camera and stuff. If y'all need somebody pie face all in the camera, all in the videos. Yeah, man. Hey, do it, man. I support it, man. Y'all do it. Do it. Do it, man. So the title of this show is Knicks Draft Strategy, Draft for the Future, Sign for the Now. Right? Right? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The reason why I wanted to do this kind of do this show now is because I want to kind of, like I said before, I want to get ahead of a lot of stuff. Get out front. Wiz is in the building. Salute, Wiz. Salute. Rivera is in the building. Salute, Rivera. Rivera, what's good, man? Salute to Rivera. My guy. I wanted you guys to take a look at, and I'm going to see if I can make this bigger. That may be too big, but okay. So I want you guys to get a look at what we feel like is going to be the rotation next year and where we can add weaknesses, strengths and weaknesses. Shout out to Ivory 10. Ivory 10 is in the building. Harris is in the building. And hey, Harris says maybe you should add our draft pick. No, hey, we're gonna add them. We're that's exactly what we're gonna do, but we're gonna go. That's exactly what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it step by step, though. I didn't want to add them all in at one time and then have people asking me questions about this and that and this and that, about direction and about how we got there. What we're just gonna do it one step at a time. We're just gonna do it one step at a time, man. It just makes sense to do it one step at a time. Right? Because if you notice, there are no free agents up here either. Right? So I think the important thing that we need to establish first is establish team needs for the present and the future. Miguel P in the building. Ivory 10 says Knicks aren't taking these draft picks. Right. Yeah. Ivory 10, and to my man Ivory, right? To my man Ivory, I'm just gonna say this, bro. You can't say do this. You can't say sign Kelly Oubre for the mid-level exemption, right? Exception. It's the mid-level exemption. You can't say sign Kelly Oubre to the mid-level exemption. Ask if we can sign and trade for DeJounte Murray, and then say we're not drafting anybody. It don't make financial sense, right? It's if you get Murray, if you get Oubre, you're drafting those draft picks, right? If you go get a big ticket item, you are going to use those draft picks, right? It's as simple as we don't have unlimited resources. So if you do something big, you're going to have to supplement it by drafting or signing undrafted free agents. But you're going to add young, cheap talent to this roster. That's for sure. If you spend money this offseason, remember, we don't have unlimited resources. We have a lot of resources, but they're not unlimited. Right? If you sign OG Anunoby, if you re-sign OG Anunoby, if you re-sign Hartenstein, your funds are going to be limited. right? And then if you go out a big ticket free agent, and we're going to talk about the free agents, right? We're going to talk about free agents. But if you re-sign OG and you re-sign Hartenstein, you can best believe you are for certain going to use all those draft picks to fill out your roster. None of those guys are big ticket items. Murray is 25 mil. Yeah, Murray is cheap, right? But at the moment, at this very moment, the Knicks are $8 million over the salary cap. The Knicks are $8 million over the salary cap right now. Right? Right now, they're $8 million over the salary cap. And they can go over the cap to retain Anunoby, or stay over the cap by re-signing Anunoby and Hartenstein. Now there is some cap manipulation that they can do and things of that sort in order to retain Precious, Burks. There's a lot of funny money that can be spent, so to speak, to bring back Burks and Precious. You know, part of it, there are a lot of options. And so what I'm going to do is get into those options first before we start having the delicate conversation about cap manipulation and dollar amounts and money matching and all of that stuff. What the Knicks are going to do, I'm going to do what I feel like the Knicks are going to do, man. I think the Knicks are absolutely going to draft players first, right, to insulate themselves at the back end of the roster. And then entering free agency, you know, they'll do their roster manipulation to probably run it back and maybe bring in a guy or two that can help them stay healthy over the long term. But before we get into that, we should address team needs. And so, right. Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that too. I actually thought about putting Bogey over there as well. I thought about moving them all over there. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Corey Lee is in the building. In my mind, I'm going to shrink this a little bit so I have more room to operate. So in my mind, team need number one is primary ball handler. In my mind, that's a must. In my mind, that's an absolute must. Right? Team need number two is big perimeter defender Team need 3 is playmaker. Oh, let me do this. Bench play maker. And jumbo wing. That's what I think our team needs are. Right? Y'all tell me what y'all need. Tell me what your need is. Tell me if you agree. Do you agree with not the order? Don't talk to me about the order, right? That's not the question that I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is, what do you think the team need is? I think the team need, number one, is a primary ball handler to be in the primary ball handling group, right? I don't need one guy handling the ball, right? One guy handling the ball doesn't solve our issues. We need to add others to Jalen Brunson to handle the ball, right? Against traps, zones, for inbound plays. Nixon 26 says a bench stretch 4. That's the jumbo wing. That's the same. That's the jumbo wing. I'm referring to it as a jumbo wing, right? That can do everything a small forward, power forward, and center does. Allah Wise is in the building. DSJ is in the building. Salute. And yeah, I'm calling it something else. I'm calling it something else, but it's the same thing. So yeah, so the name for it sounds different, but yeah. Mets is in the building. And Corey Lee says a secondary ball Murray from Lee. Hey, you got to understand what I'm saying is, if you go get DeJounte Murray, he's not going to be a secondary ball handler. He's going to be in that primary group of ball handlers. Right? Right now, Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo are secondary ball handlers. You don't want to bring DeJounte Murray here to be that. You don't want to pay all of that in assets and salary for a guy to come here and be in that Dante DiVincenzo role. Right? You want your primary ball handlers to be a group. Right? Like that how Dallas has Luka and Kyrie and others in a ball handling group. Right? You want them to be in a group of guys that take care. It's like saying we need a wide receiver. Right? If you ever say you need a wide receiver, you actually need 3 of them. It's like when you say you need a base stealer. If you ever say you need a base stealer, you actually need 2 or 3 of them. Right. So what I'm approaching it as one guy is never gonna be the cure for everything. Strength in numbers. Because all it takes is for the one guy that we go get to slip on a banana peel, and now we're back with the same issue. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. So as we speak, I'm looking for the 2024. Oh, let me do this all over again. NBA 2024 unrestricted free agents. So I'm looking at the unrestricted free agents. Actually, they have them all mixed together, and I hate when they do this. I wish there was a way we can break this down by position. There's no way for us to break this down by position. Not on this website. Oh. I'm gonna see if I can find it by position. So Spot Track is a very cloggy website for some reason. So I have Spot Track pulled up. And as usual, it's slow and cloggy. They have all this stuff running at one time. They have ads and videos and all this stuff all over the place. It's ridiculous. All right. All right. So at point guard, here are your options. I want to put it on the screen, but I don't want it to slow down StreamYard. So Kyle Lowry, D'Angelo Russell, Markelle Fultz, Tyus Jones, Monty Morris, Gary Payton, Reggie Jackson, Kira Lewis, Russell Westbrook, Pat Bev, Cameron Payne, Quickly, Dennis Smith, Malachi Flynn, Jordan McLaughlin, Delano Banton, Jose Alvarado, Spencer Dinwiddie, Saban Lee, Amari Bailey, Tata Washington. So there are a few guys. There are a few guys out there. Right. So for y'all watching, for y'all keeping track, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Okay, Ivory 10 put the link in the chat already. Ivory 10 put the link in the chat already. That's the link that I'm using right now. Right. That's the link that I'm using. It's the same link, except I sorted mine by position, I think. And to be honest with you, I'm not wowed by any of this name of these names. I'm not wowed by any of these names, whether it is by age, talent, or money. None of these names really impress me to the point where I feel like I have to have them. As a matter of fact, the only names on this list that I would even consider: Tyus Jones, Cameron Payne, maybe Spencer Dinwiddie, maybe. Maybe Spencer Dinwiddie. Dripmore is in the building. As I look at the free agents, and such, I'm thinking I can get that guy out of the draft. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at this draft to solve some of these issues. And I know the I know the rumor and all this stuff is that this is a weak draft. Actually, it's a deep draft, but no headliners in it. That's what this draft is. This draft is, I think there are probably 3 Josh Harts in this draft. I think there are a couple of Dantes in this draft, like the athletic shooting guards, about 6'4", 6'5", really athletic that can shoot the 3 bulldogs on defense types. There are probably 2 Dantes, 2 players like that in this draft. I think there are no Randalls in this draft. There are no 6'8", 250 bulldog soft touch around the rim guys. There are none of those in this draft, at least that I can tell right away. I think there's one OG Anunoby in this draft, and y'all already know by now who it is. Y'all, I've been saying Ryan Dunn's name. I've been saying Ryan Dunn's name now for about 2 weeks. And so I think you guys already know who Ryan Dunn is at this point. Man, salute to all our people on X, everybody on Twitter, Twitch. Right, I'm going to close out this one thing, the free agent thing, so that Spot Track won't clog up my computer with all those ads. And I'm going to go back to my trusty mock draft simulator. And I know you guys are growing tired of the mock draft simulator. But the thing is I want to make sure everybody understands that I want to ensure that everybody understands that the team needs list is an actual thing. Right? And I'm going to assume I'm going to assume that OG Anunoby and Hartenstein are our major priorities. I'm not looking to replace OG Anunoby or Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm assuming they're the Knicks' major priorities at this point. And I'm also assuming, and I shouldn't, but I'm also assuming that once OG Anunoby is signed and Isaiah Hartenstein is signed, that the Knicks would be interested, right? Interested in bringing back Precious Achiuwa and Alec Burks. Interested. So I'm going to start the draft. Let that get to blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to address the team needs based on, or I'm going to go into the draft addressing the team needs where we can. I'm going to address the team needs where we can. And then where we can't, we'll see if we can find those guys in free agency. Dang it. The one guy I was hoping would make it did not make it to us. I was hoping Isaiah Collier would make it to us. He was sliding hard, right? So let me do this. Oh! Oh my. Okay. Okay. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Devin Carter made it to us. Okay. Devin Carter. I'm going to show. Can y'all see this? Devin Carter made it to us. So here is the upside for Devin Carter, everybody. Can you see it on the screen? I hope y'all can see it on the screen, right? He's an excellent perimeter defender in every aspect of the skill. He moves around screens well. He is nearly impossible to beat at the point of attack. He recovers quickly on this rare occasion where his man does lose him, and puts 100% effort at all times. He is a good team defender as well. He's very aware of what he's going around, or he's very aware of what's going on around him, and he is great at adjusting to different scenarios quickly. He is a very good driver and finisher around the rim. He is really talented. He is a really talented rebounder for a guard. He is a really solid ball handler and passer. Downside, I don't know whether his shot is real. He has great range, but it was only for 1 year. His NBA comp: Derek White, Josh Hart, Bruce Brown, Patrick Beverley. What are y'all thinking? Chat, what are y'all thinking? I want to see how tall he is. I legit want to see how tall he is. His real height. So Devin Carter is listed at 6'3.5". So he's listed at 6'3.5". What are y'all thinking? So what are y'all thinking? Devin Carter. 6'3.5", Bulldog on defense. Secondary, pretty decent ball handler. 6'3" point guard. What are y'all thinking? Other people say long wingspan, very good defender, reminds people of Derek White, sneaky athleticism, defensive basketball IQ smarts. Good off ball, above average finisher, good perimeter defender, high basketball IQ. Let's draft him. So the Knicks are drafting Providence guard Devin Carter. So the Knicks are still on the clock, right? Miguel P. asks, is Rokas Jokibitis the guard we need? I want to do a separate show about Rokas Jokibitis. I want to do a separate show about him for all of us to add our concerns, whether he is or not, whether it's time to move on or not, you know. So I'm looking at the team needs, right? So the team needs are primary ball handler, big perimeter defender, bench playmaker, jumbo wing, right? So Devin Carter was added. Right at this spot, I'm going to add a player that's NBA ready. Right? I'm going to add Ryan Dunn. He's NBA ready right now defensively. Right now, he's NBA ready. We'll take him at 25. Right? He's NBA ready defensively. So we give Tom Thibodeau in the draft two college players that fit exactly what he's looking for at 24 and 25. And it also checks off a couple of things on our team needs list. Hey man, I love Keyshawn George. I don't know if Tibbs will though. I don't know if Tibbs will like him right off the rip because he's so young and so offensive minded. I don't know if Tibbs will like him off the rip. And he's still on the board, by the way. He's a 19-year-old. He's probably the complete opposite of Anthony Black. Y'all remember Anthony Black from last year? He's the complete opposite of Anthony Black. Where Anthony Black was like a defensive stalwart athletic, this kid is the opposite. Delusional Knicks fan says his strengths are terrific shooter, good handle, solid defender, solid playmaker. His weaknesses are poor finishing and inconsistent basketball IQ. His player comp is Jalen Williams. I think that's a stretch. I think the Jalen Williams comp is a stretch for right now. I think it's a stretch. I think it's a significant reach. I don't think he has the upside of a Jalen Williams. Trey Alexander is still on the board, a 6'4" point guard. 6'4", 185. And he's good shooter, high basketball IQ, solid rebounder, good defender. Below average ball handler, subpar athleticism. Gary Harris. Nah, we can't do that. That's the opposite of what we'd be looking for at the point guard position. UConn's Tristan Newton is still on the board, though, at 6'5", 187. None of the point guards at this point impress. Johnny Furphy does, though. Johnny Furphy is legit 6'9", at least that's what people say. He's one of the best shooters in the class, best movement shooter, right? Good athlete. Puts a lot of effort in on both sides of the ball. Solid defender, right? He's a solid defender. I wouldn't call him a great defender from what I saw. From what I saw, I don't think he's a great defender, but maybe I don't know everything. I don't know everything, right? Johnny Furphy, great shooter, good off ball, above average athletics, good length, solid rebounder. Aha! Subpar defender. Yep. I don't think Tibbs is going to. I like Furphy, but I don't think he'll fit with Tibbs. No centers on the board that are worth talking about. At 38, there are really nobody here at 38. There's Justin Edwards, maybe. Justin Edwards, good defender, athletic, good finisher, good size, weakness, inconsistent handle, jumper hasn't been good. Delusional Knicks fan says his player comp is DeJounte Murray. Why not? Justin Edwards from Kentucky. Why not? All right, just to get that exercise out of the way, Justin Edwards. Cowboy Bob is in the building. Wiz is in the building. For the love of the game is in the building. Salute, salute. Hard Will in the building. Salute. There'll be some undrafted guys. I think there'll be some undrafted guys too the Knicks may be interested in. There'll be some undrafted guys that the Knicks may be interested in. We won't know though until the draft starts, probably. Yeah, I like Keyshawn George, man. I like him, man. I really like him. My only thing is I'm operating in with the mindset that Tom Thibodeau will not give him the light of day in order to work on his offense and everything. And I know we're drafting for the future and signing free agents for the right now, but I just don't see where if I were the coach, I would have drafted him at 24. If I were the coach, I would have drafted him at 24. But understanding that Tom Thibodeau is going to get an extension and this regime is going to be here for at least the next 4 years, I think you had to take Devin Carter out of Providence at that spot. Danny Landis is in the building. So if you draft Devin Carter, Ryan Dunn, Justin Edwards, you know the guys that are probably going to be gone, they are replacing oops. Those are the guys they're replacing. Those are the guys that'll be replaced. So right now, based on that exercise alone, everybody, yeah, but that alone means the Knicks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spots. They drafted 3 guys, 13. So Alec Burks and Precious Achua, what do you do? Alec Burks, Precious Achua. Chat, so you have 13 spots, right? You have 13 spots filled. You have 13 spots filled, basically. Do you re-sign Precious and Alec Burks? Because if you do that, then that means you, in theory, are running it back and you're not dipping into free agency. So what do you guys think? What are we going to do in free agency? Do you re-sign Precious Achua? Or do you go after Kelly Oubre? What are you guys thinking? Kelly Oubre or Precious Achua? Okay. I'm going to leave that door open, everybody. I don't know. Because I don't know if would Kelly Oubre come off the bench for us? Would Kelly Oubre come off the bench for us? Y'all think Kelly Oubre would come off the bench for us? In my mind, Kelly Oubre is a starter. And I don't know a world where you can keep Kelly Oubre happy about a role coming off the bench. And I like Kelly Oubre, by the way. I just want to be realistic with roles and minutes and all of that stuff. And even after the draft, I still feel as if the Knicks need a seasoned primary ball handler. I think the Knicks need a seasoned primary ball handler. What do y'all think about Patrick Beverley? Would Patrick Beverley be a fit for the Knicks? Pat Bev, New York Knick. I don't know if Pat Bev is a fit. I don't think Tyus Jones is a fit. Tyus Jones made $14 million last year, and I think he'll want to get a pay raise. Tyus Jones is exactly what we need. A low usage, low maintenance primary ball handler that can do all the primary point guard duties and not take the shine away from Brunson? Oh. Oh. What do y'all thinking? What do y'all thinking? Hall Will says Kelly and Pat Bev play defense. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And Kelly Oubre can carry your offense in stretches too. And a defense that has OG Anunoby, Ryan Dunn, and Kelly Oubre on it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Deuce, Kelly Oubre, OG Anunoby on defense together? I think that's bananas. That's bananas. So the asking price in my mind for a Kelly Oubre is going to be in that $21 million range. In order for us to get a Kelly Oubre, I think we would have to move on from Bogey. See, because the Tibbs 9-man rotation is already set. Deuce, Bogey, Josh Hart, and Mitch coming off the bench. And in order for Kelly Oubre to get minutes, one of those guys has to leave. Josh Hart ain't going nowhere. And you need Mitch to play center. So are y'all ready for y'all major trade? See, if you signed Oubre, chat, let me know. Let me know. Y'all let me know, right? Let me know. Do you want Kelly Oubre or do you want Bogdanovich? See how difficult this gets? See how difficult that gets? All right. So the New York Knicks key free agent signing is Kelly Oubre. Bim. All right. So that puts us in a situation where we have 7, 11, 14. What do you do with Burks and Precious Achua? Which one of those guys you bring back? Which guy are you bringing back? Are you bringing back Alec Burks or are you bringing back Precious Achua? So we're bringing back Precious Achua. Okay. So we're bringing back Precious. So if you bring back Precious, that means you have 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's your 15-man roster, right? Your guards are Brunson, Deuce, Devin Carter, right? Your backcourt guys are Dante, Josh Hart, Kelly Oubre, Justin Edwards. Wing guys are OG, Ryan Dunn. Man, this team is deep. Bogey. Yeah, this team is deep. This team is deep, and you kept flexibility. So the key here is you kept enough flexibility that if you want to do a trade, you can. If you want to do a trade, you can. You still have all your future draft picks. You still have Bogey and his salary, his money. You still have Mitch. You could probably include Precious if you want to. You still have Jericho Sims. And you still have your young rookies they'll probably be in the G League. They won't even be in the rotation. They won't even be in the rotation. Right? This is your 9-man, and I know it's 10 players up here, right? I know this is 10 players, right? But this will be your 9-man rotation. Tibbs is going to pick 9 guys out of this to be his rotation. Right? You know Mitch is going to play these 3 guys for sure. Those 3 guys for sure are coming off the bench. Those 3 guys are for sure are getting minutes. The 9th man is going to be between these 2 dudes. Your situational guys, Jericho Sims, Precious Achua. Your Westchester guys, your development Westchester guys, that's them over there. And Andio says trade Bogey for a better playmaker. Yeah, I think that's the thing, but that's what I mentioned just a few seconds ago. I think that might be your trade deadline move, unless y'all want to do it earlier. I think Bogey is your trade deadline move because he'll be on an expiring contract. It depends on what you want to do. Do you want to start the season with that playmaker, or do you want to let the season play out a little bit, see what you have with the guys, and then see what you need? Or do you want to just break camp with that guy? How are we getting under the cap to sign Oubre? You know what? I don't know what Oubre's number is going to be. I don't know what Oubre I don't know what his number is going to be. I know we're in a spot right now. Right? I know we're in a spot right now, but I am assuming that OG Anunoby is going to decline his player option, and that will get us $11 million under the cap. Right? I think it's $11 million. I think it's 11 mil. I'll have to double check. But if OG Anunoby declines his player option, then that'll free up some of the money that's due today. Now, if he picks up the team option, the player option and does an extension, we won't go through this exercise here. We definitely have to see, though. I think we can make it work. I'm not for sure what Oubre is asking for. I have a feeling it's going to be somewhere in that $21 million range. And if Oubre is available, we'll probably just decline Bogey's option, take him off the board completely, give Kelly Oubre Bogdanovich's money, and then have $11 million left over for whoever else we want to sign or bring back. I think there is a way to maneuver it. If Kelly Oubre wants to be a Knick, I think Bogey's option to be declined, or he'll be traded. There is a way to make it happen, though. Like there is a way to get Oubre and maybe move Bogey, or however we want to do it. I think there's a way to make the money work. We'll probably I like going on Spot Track, but their website is they have so many pop-ups on it. It's just not fun going there. And I'll look at that a little bit. I'll look at that a little bit later anyway. So, but all right, everybody, that's all I got. I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to do this really quickly. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with us. Members only show in the morning, Knicks at Night podcast tonight. Peace, everybody.